Hi, everybody. I'm Gene Carr. I'm the Festival Director of Berkshire Busk,
And I'm Carly Scolforo, the General Manager.
and we're here today to give you an overview of the progress of Berkshire Busk and give you a recap of our 2024 season. We're going to do that by highlighting the pillars or the reasons why we have built this festival. And we're going to do that in four different areas. Carly, why don't you begin?
Sure. So just to begin with, if you are happening upon Berkshire Busk right now, we are located in Great Barrington, Massachusetts, and we're a free, accessible event that brings the community together through the arts. We do so by taking a couple blocks of our downtown and placing between an average of 6 to 8 busking performers throughout the street on any given night that we're holding the festival. A busker is a performer of any genre that is placed on the street in the open air for tips. And we believe that this model not only fosters community togetherness, but supports local businesses and boosts tourism to our area. This past summer was our fourth year during the festival, and our season ran from June 28th to August 31st. Our primary programming is on Friday and Saturday nights, beginning at about 6:30 in the evening. Now, before we get further into this, I want to say a quick thank you. It's, only possible to do an event like this with support from the town. And that includes the town manager, Mark Pruhensky, our town select board, and all of these other great municipal organizations. We have police officers on site ensuring public safety. We've worked with the fire department for an emergency plan if a fire truck has to get through our closed street. The Department of Public Works assisted us in putting out signage about the event. We're included in the town insurance policy, and we also receive grants not only from the town, but from our downtown Great Barrington Cultural District. Berkshire Busk is part of a nonprofit, which means that all of our support comes from the community. Mostly that comes from local businesses and philanthropic individuals, like you see pictured on the right. And we also receive some grant funding from Mass Cultural Council, Feigenbaum Foundation, Berkshire Taconic Community Foundation, along with some in-kind donations from local businesses. Now, as Jean mentioned, there are four core objectives that Berkshire Busk aims to create. So we're going to begin by discussing how this festival creates a community space. And as you can see from these photos here, we really create sort of a vibrant, almost European town square when the road closes at 5:30 to create this space where we're able to place performers, engage in downtown dining, and we also have this Saturday night market that you see in the largest picture, where we invite not only local artisans, but local nonprofits and community organizations to hand out information. We place performers once again through a couple different blocks downtown, and attendees are able to go between all the different performers at their will and really find different artists that speak to them while meeting friends downtown and socializing with their community. Now, we did some surveying to find out who was downtown, not only through our own snapshot counts, but through sales data with a local business. And through that, we estimate that 25,000 people were downtown over the 10 weekends of Berkshire Busk. And through a random sampling of 300 surveys, we know that 50% were in downtown specifically because of the festival, as opposed to happening upon it while they were downtown for other reasons. We asked those that we surveyed for their home zip code, and we found that 60% came from Massachusetts. You can find some of the most frequently reported zip codes on your screen, but we know that the top three towns that our attendees came from were Great Barrington, Lee, and Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Of those that came from out of state, the highest concentration came from the New York metropolitan area, with Connecticut and New Jersey coming in right behind. Now, the reason why we think it's so important to create a space where locals and non-locals can come together is in light of this loneliness epidemic that we're experiencing. It was declared by the Surgeon General's office in 2023, and actually they found that experiencing loneliness is not only an issue of mental health, but physical health. And you can see a quote from that report there. And this affects everybody. Some specific groups that it named included young adults, the elderly, people who live in rural communities, and people who have a lower income. And we definitely believe that Great Barrington is no exception to any of these circumstances. And we also know that a significant portion of Great Barrington residents work from home either some or all of the time. So they're losing out on leaving the house to socialize, and we're losing out on these third spaces where communities can come together and connect. What's to be done about the loneliness epidemic? The report lays out 6 different pillars. In the very first, strengthening and socialing infrastructure in local communities, it names establishing and scaling community connection programs. And we really feel that the loose, unstructured way that people can meet, not pay a ticket price, and explore the downtown area does just that in Great Barrington. So our second objective is to make the arts more accessible. In the most recent years, we've done this by partnering with more established nonprofits in our area to kind of bring in different talent than we naturally reach. So we'll invite them to guest program for certain theme nights. In the past, we've done a Pride Night with Berkshire Pride out of Pittsfield, in which the Triplex Cinema and Boondocks Film Society also partnered with us. We host a Jacob's Pillow on the Road performance where people can come and see the wonderful dance groups that Jacob's Pillow hosts without paying a ticket price. And this past summer was our very first time hosting a Latin night with Festival Latino of the Berkshires and Latinas 413. But outside of what other people bring in, we have over 100 different busker groups, totaling 300 plus different artists that perform a wide range of art forms. You can see sort of a taste of all of those different ones here. So that ranges from dancers to magicians, solo artists, small country bands, and folks like the 2 that you see in the middle column actually come from a bit further off. Most of our talent is from within about an hour's drive distance, but we also have professional street performers that make a career out of doing street theater at different festivals like ours all throughout the world. Now, we did some surveying to find out other ways that we can make our festival more accessible. Part of what we've been thinking about is how to get more people downtown. So we asked questions about parking. We found that 20% of our attendees actually walk to downtown Great Barrington, which to us indicates a strong local participation. 70% found parking easily, only 4.6 reported lots of problems finding parking. But in future years, we're going to continue finding ways to expand upon ways that we can get people from the surrounding areas into downtown Great Barrington.
The third objective is around placemaking. Carly made reference earlier to this notion of a third space. And in the world of downtown revitalization, placemaking really is defined as creating a unique, distinguishing feature or visibility for your town. And we think we are doing that. If you look at this slide, you'll see that we had consistent press all throughout the summer from publications and the radio, indicating that Great Barrington has something unique going on. We've got lots of Facebook followers and a big social media following. So we're creating a kind of unique identity for Great Barrington, which is the essence of placemaking. And we asked people what they thought of the festival. And in fact, we're delighted that 97% said that Berkshire Busk helped them view Great Barrington more positively. In fact, out of a scale of 1 to 5, 84% said that it was 5 out of 5. So we know that people not only are recognizing this is something interesting, but they love it. And the fourth is economic development. Now, often we think about festivals like this in terms of the community and the art form, but actually, Berkshire Busk is actually an economic development engine. And let me tell you a little bit about that. We know that the town has both restaurants and stores. Now, the restaurants are filled at night because there's outside dining. There are merchants also, some of which are open during the festival and others that aren't. I mean, we've been working very hard over the last year to try to help the stores, whether they're open or not, get more people to see their windows or to know what's going on. So we've had meetings with the local downtown merchants this summer to try to come up with ideas that make Berkshire Busk even more beneficial for both the restaurants and for the stores. And we're going to continue to do that in future years. In terms of economic development, here's some data that really proves that what we're doing is an economic engine. We found out that 88% of people said that they planned to dine or shop or both when they came downtown. And on average, they were going to spend about $91. And so the folks are coming ready to spend money and spend a lot of it. And so what that translates to, when you take a look at the numbers of people that came downtown, that's about $2 million of overall economic activity during the festival. But what's really important is that $1 million of that represents the people that specifically came just because of Berkshire Busk. So this festival generated $1 million of incremental activity. And if you look at the economics of it, for every dollar invested in Berkshire Busk in terms of donations in the festival, we return $10 back to the community, which is a 9x return on money. So we're doing something great for the town, and we're doing it in an incredibly efficient way. So next year, we're planning this festival again. We're already beginning to raise money. We're going to try to do some innovative things to improve the performance spaces. We're going to increase our partnerships. We're going to do better merchandising for the towns, as I mentioned earlier, some better signage and announcements. We're working on a whole bunch of things to make the festival even better next summer. And Carly and I would like to thank you for watching this presentation. If you have any questions, please get in touch with us. And of course, if you'd like to support Berkshire Busk, just click on the donate button. We'd be glad for your support. Thanks so very much.
Thank you.